A chance encounter in the forest transformed an ordinary man's life in the most extraordinary way. Garrick's story with Yasha, the wild boar, began unexpectedly. During one of his regular hikes, Garrick stumbled upon a small, shivering piglet alone under a bush. Understanding the piglet had lost his mother and wouldn't survive alone, Garrick chose to care for it. This marked the start of their incredible journey together. Garrick knew right away that taming a wild boar would be a very difficult task. He started small, offering Yasha food and gradually gaining his trust. The first few days were especially tough because the piglet was scared, very weak, and distrustful of humans. Garrick found a safe place in the forest where they could temporarily settle and began taking care of his little charge. Gradually, day by day, the wild piglet got used to Garrick's presence and began to see him as its protector and friend. Garrick, in turn, learned to understand Yasha's body language and habits, which allowed him to take better care of his amazing companion. The man carefully studied the boar's behavior to anticipate his needs and reactions to the surroundings. Thanks to this, Yasha began to trust Garrick and followed him everywhere like a faithful dog. On his YouTube channel, Garrick loves to share the details of this unusual friendship from the very beginning. In a video from 2 years ago, he talks about the first steps in taming Yasha, how he taught the wild animal not to be afraid of people, and how he fed and took care of him. Each step was very difficult, but Garrick showed patience and perseverance. He tried to capture every important moment on video to later share his experience with others. Gradually, Yasha became not just a companion, but a full participant in all of Garrick's bushcraft expeditions. Since the man is an expert in survival and living in the wild with minimal use of modern tools and technologies, together this unusual pair often went on long hikes, explored forests, built shelters in small forest houses, and of course gathered food. In one video, Garrick shows how Yasha diligently helps him build a hut in the dense forest. The boar digs the ground, gathers branches, and even helps tamp down the walls of the future dwelling. Garrick is absolutely sure that a wild boar is much more useful on a long forest hike than most people. Especially interesting were the truly extreme winter hikes. In one such journey, Garrick and Yasha spend time in the winter forest, living together in an earth hut. Garrick demonstrates how to survive in harsh conditions when the temperature drops below zero and snow covers everything with a thick layer. Yasha stays nearby, acting as a loyal friend and companion who can warm Garrick with his body heat on the coldest nights. It is fascinating to watch how Garrick teaches Yasha to find food in the forest. Yasha, with his sharp sense of smell, helps Garrick find edible roots and mushrooms better than any hunting dog. This skill became especially useful in survival situations when the two went into the forest without any supplies and every crumb of food was worth its weight in gold. During these hikes, Garrick learned a lot himself, observing how Yasha used his natural instincts and incredible sense of smell to find food. Garrick loves to share his observations of Yasha's behavior. He talks about how the boar reacts to various sounds and smells of the forest, how he guards the camp from unwelcome guests, and how he expresses his emotions. Yasha, like a faithful guard dog, warns Garrick of approaching wild animals by making distinctive sounds and bravely standing guard over their camp. Garrick learned to understand these sounds and actions, which helped them both avoid dangerous situations and always be prepared. Once, during another hike, they unexpectedly came across bear tracks, and soon the bear itself appeared. Without hesitation, Yasha stood between Garrick and the huge forest predator, showing his loyalty and readiness to protect his friend even at the cost of his own life. Fortunately, the bear soon disappeared into the thickets, apparently deciding not to mess with the brave pair. This incident showed how strong the bond between man and animal can be when they are united by a common goal, mutual trust, and years of friendship. After such adventures and incredible mutual support, Yasha naturally became one of Garrick's best friends. The boar also participates in many household chores, helps in the garden, and interacts well with other pets. Garrick shares the joy of watching his unusual friend become a full-fledged member of the family, getting along with children and other pets. Interaction with other animals was not always smooth, but over time, Yasha and Garrick's pets learned to live in peace and harmony. Garrick is sure that Yasha has forever changed his life, and their joint forest hikes have become much longer, more interesting, and productive thanks to the boar's skills. The two had to go through many hardships and trials. They survived several severe storms when strong winds and rain destroyed their temporary shelters. Together with Yasha, they had to react quickly and build new shelters. If a heavy downpour began during a hike, Yasha always helped gather branches and leaves to quickly make a sturdy canopy and protect themselves from the weather. Garrick even taught Yasha a few commands. The boar turned out to be an excellent student and gladly follows the man's commands, such as stand, go forward, lie down, and many others. Garrick tries to make each of his hikes useful by gathering medicinal plants and berries in the forest. In such situations, Yasha becomes simply irreplaceable. Thanks to the boar's excellent sense of smell, the gathering process is much faster, and the two always return home with a full backpack of useful plants. For Garrick and Yasha, every day is an adventure. They explore forests, rivers, and mountains, venturing into uncharted undergrowth and relishing each other's company. One day, Yasha discovered an old, long-abandoned village. They wandered through semi-ruined houses, curiously examining ancient dishes and tools. Garrick shared this incredible find with scientists, enabling them to study the artifacts. This is how a wild boar transformed the life of the kind man who saved him, becoming a faithful friend, invaluable partner in extreme hikes, and a true family member.